Smith. I'm a social worker and work as an approved mental health professional. I carry out assessments under the Mental Health Act with doctors to see if you need to be detained in a hospital under the Mental Health Act. I think you know Dr. Cole.
Hey, Fred. Hi, Fred. We've not met before. I'm Dr. Payne, a psychiatrist, and I work independently.
So, Fred, how have things been?
Yeah, all right.
What's been going on, Fred?
What do you mean?
We believe that the police brought you here today because you were in the park responding to unseen things and being badly aggressive.
No. The police brought me here because that's what they do, and it's like, and they just get on, and it's just, and they just mess around with people.
Have the police brought you here before, Fred?
What's the question?
What happened there, Fred? Did you get distracted?
What do you mean?
You look like you were looking behind there and not.
I'm not listening. I'm talking. I'm listening to you.
So I was asking if you've been brought to the hospital before by the police.
When? What are you talking about?
Just previously.
I'll ask her. She knows.
Yeah, Fred has been to this hospital a few times.
There you are. See, I've been here a couple of times.
What's been happening for you today then?
Well, it's like I told you. I was up there, and the coppers, they see me. And whenever they see me, they come and bother me. And it's just, that's what it's like. You know what it's like. And they just bother me. You know, it's just, it's a long time, and I just can't get into this.
This is not you at your best, is it, Fred? Seems like your voice is particularly loud at the moment, is that right?
Well, no. Yeah, exactly. So why can't I talk while I'm talking to her?
So what's upset things? How come things have gone downhill for you, Fred?
I don't know.
Can I ask you, have you been smoking cannabis lately?
What do you mean? Cannabis weed? Yeah, I smoke weed.
Yeah, and have you been drinking lately?
Yes, what if I have?
Okay. And can you tell us how much you have been smoking weed and how much drink you had lately?
Oh, no, I don't know. So?
Okay. Do you want to talk about that? How about your medication, Fred? Can you tell us how you've been getting on with taking your meds?
Well, you know what? I don't like to fool around with the meds. It's because it's like I just don't need it. It's because when I take it, it just makes me feel funny, and I'm fine, and I don't care. I don't even need them.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, Fred. But the thing is, when you're taking your medication regularly, the voices in your head, they become, less noisy and less evasive. And it seems that when you're on your meds, you don't get so many complaints from the neighbours, and you're usually able to get yourself to work and get along with things in the community. However, we generally see, don't we, that when you stop your meds, you start to struggle with such activities, you start receiving more complaints from the neighbours, and quite often you end up back in hospital.
Do you know what? I don't care about the neighbours. I'm not interested. I don't care. You see how I am. It's like if I want to make noise, I'll make noise. I'll do what I want.
I know, I understand that, but we have been informed that you have received quite a lot of complaints.
I don't care.
Okay.
So, Fred, if you were to leave the hospital, where would you go? Where would you end up to?
I don't know.
Okay, why don't we do the following? How about you come into hospital for a while, you'll have somewhere safe to be, we can get your medication sorted for you again, then we can think about maybe getting you back to work, sorting out your accommodation, settling things with the neighbours. It seems like you're not at your most well at the moment, and so hopefully, if you had a stay, we could get you back on track.
I suppose.
So if you come in, it normally will take sort of, you know how it is before, 3 weeks for your medications to start working. We can liaise with your care coordinator, maybe speak to the housing officer, secure your accommodation.
Yeah, but I'm not having no injections.
No, that's fine. No, you can take tablets.
And I'm not having haloperidol. It makes me poorly. I'm allergic to it.
Yeah, now I'm aware of that, and it is on your notes.
And I'm not eating meat. I don't eat meat.
Okay, no problem.
And what about my guitar? My music?
Yeah, you'll have a CD player in your room, like last time, and then there's CDs in the communal area that you can go and borrow. And you can also play guitar as long as it's within reasonable hours and it's not too disruptive to others on the ward. But we can discuss this later. But there's also that OT group, the music group you could go and join.
Okay, and you'll be there, will you? I'll see you.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm not talking to her.
Okay, well this is Dr. Payne, and she's an independent doctor. She was here to comply with the Mental Health Act assessment criteria, and by law we have to have 2 doctors when we're doing this, Fred, and preferably one that knows you, so that would be me, and an independent one. But I'll be the one looking after you on the ward and your care.
Okay.
So Fred, coming into the hospital, what does that mean for you?
Well, she said I can listen to my music and I can play my guitar and they're going to fix me up. But not with them injections. I'm not having injections and I don't have to have meat and it'll be alright as long as she does what she says she would.
Right. You may be able to play and listen to music in your room as well, as you have a CD player, but this within the reasonable hours. Also, Dr. Cole said that she will help to look at the situation you are in regarding your accommodation and work. If you were to come into hospital, you will have shelter, warmth, and food. Hopefully, what you are experiencing or what is causing you distress at this moment in time will reduce. Do you think you may be mentally unwell, Fred?
Well, yeah, well, they say I've got a schizophrenia and that's what happens a lot and it's, well, sometimes I get unwell.
Based on the assessment, the evidence from the interview, Fred Voices has come back and he hasn't been taking his medication. Previously, Fred was known to become ill very quickly by missing 3 weeks of his medication, so action needed to be taken sooner rather than later. He hasn't slept for a few days and his diet has been poor, but as he has agreed to come into hospital informally, collaborate with his care plans, and is prepared to take his medication. When a patient in a mental hospital is classed as informal patient rather than voluntary, it is due to them not having the capacity to make a decision about whether they need to be in hospital, but they do not resist being admitted or to remaining in hospital.
If Fred refused consent to a formal admission, he would be detained under the Mental Health Act. Mental Capacity Act advises that when a person lacks capacity, a decision should be agreed in their best interest, and this should be at least restraining choice. Fred would be placed under Section 2 of the Mental Health Act, which would mean that he is detained in the hospital for up to 28 days. He would be provided his Section 132 rights and his rights to independent advocates. It would have also been explained that he would have the right to appeal against the detention within the first 14 days. The nurse has a vital role to provide the patient with support and help the patient to understand and exercise their rights. It is evident that Fred has no advice decision in place. This will be discussed with Fred when he recovers and, if agreed, put in place for future personalized treatment.
Well, overall, the experience for me, the admission process, has been better than previous ones. Usually it's boring, there's not a lot to do. I've previously been left for long times, cold and hungry, without being informed. You're left with thoughts just going round and round your head, while the nurses are sat in the office doing paperwork. Well, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not talking to me, and it gets scary, and I'm just left waiting for